Hello and welcome. My name is Diana Escalante. I am a curriculum coordinator for our multilingual education department here in San Bernardino County, Superintendent of Schools. Today, we're going to be focusing on social and emotional learning with an English learner lens. Here you see our California's mission for our English learners. California schools affirm, welcome, and respond to a diverse range of EL strengths, needs, and identities. So really focusing on affirming and creating a space to welcome and to respond to our students, focusing on their strengths, also understanding their needs, but really having that space where we see them and we also put a focus on their identities and who they are. As you can see here, we have the California English Roadmap. And so our state of California has developed a roadmap for our educators to really focus on 4 core principles that interrelate with each other. And before we can support our English learners in the classroom with instruction at school, it is very important to focus on principle 1 and to have that as a foundation, as a foundation for all our students. And it's really building on that assets-oriented and needs-responsive schools. So we're going to be focusing a little bit more right now on that assets-oriented and what that looks like. Again, here's principle number 1, assets-oriented and needs-responsive schools. It states, preschools and schools are responsive to different EL strengths, needs, and identities, and support to social and emotional health and development of English learners. Programs value and build upon the cultural and linguistic assets students bring to their education in safe and affirming school climates. Educators value and build strong family, community, and school partnerships. So we know that as we're supporting our English learners in the classroom, that it is very important for us to build school communities and programs that are responsive to our students and their social and emotional health, as well as developing our English learners and their linguistic abilities. When we really think about our students here in California and how diverse and how different they are, their cultural background, their personal experiences, their perception of their own identity, we really do have a diverse population. We have 6.2 million students, and out of those students, 1.1 million are English learners. Roughly 60% of learners ages 0 to 8 have a home language other than English. And then here you can see the breakdown of the different languages and cultures represented in our state of California. This example shows the importance of affirming students and helping them see their the assets and the beauty of their language, their identity, their culture. Here you see an example of a student when she starts in the fall and her idea and her perception of what that looks like and what she looks like and what she believes is beautiful. I want to be beautiful. Blue eyes and yellow hair are beautiful. And then you can see that there had to be some sense of support from her school and her teacher to get her from the fall to the spring. I love the color of my skin because it is light brown. The color reminds me of caramel coffee because it is sweet. I am sweet and a beautiful version of me. When you look in the mirror, I think about how much I am lucky to have the skin I live in. So just an example of affirming students. So I'm thinking about multilingual students. What assets do they bring? What assets do the students within your sphere, within your school community, what do they bring to school? It's important that we work on supporting our students through an asset-based pedagogy. So defeating the deficit thinking of our students and of ourselves, and not looking at our students through that deficit approach, but to foster a growth mindset and understand students through that SEL component as well. Asset-based pedagogy includes identity and social and emotional learning, critical conscious empathy, and community responsiveness. So again, an essential question or essential questions in asset-based identity development. Who am I? Where do I belong? What is possible for me? Here are some examples of really focusing on building on students' background, cultural background, experiences, their identity, bringing those pieces to the classroom. So here you see the 3 events, growing up in the US or another country, language history, and community history. And these are some of the projects that you can do with students to pull from their assets. Again, here are 2 examples and outlines of a youth participatory action research project and what you can do to foster that asset-based pedagogy within your classroom and bring in the assets that your students bring to class. So I leave you with this question. What are some ways that you can build meaningful relationships with multilingual students, their families, and communities? How do you value their assets that they bring to school? And how can you support our mission and that principle 1 with your students? So thank you. If you have any further questions or would like further support for your district or your school, here is our information, our contact information that you can reach out. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.